Ever wonder how martial artists have such amazing looking physiques? It goes deep. In this video, we will go strictly into the training aspect of achieving this look. Stick till the end, where I will tell you the other half that is required to achieve this look, which will be in the part 2 of this series. Now, on to the fun stuff. Judo training specifically, not traditional bodybuilding training, but judo specific training. It builds functional strength. Now, what does that mean? The specific type of training that you do in the gym for judo, this could be wrestling, any martial art, that requires the recruitment of fast twitch muscle fibers. I'm talking about the muscle fibers that allow that explosiveness, that fast movement, that change of pace, change of direction. You know what I'm talking about. Not the slow twitch muscle activation, which again is activated with bodybuilding type training like seated bicep curls or bench press, laying down, doing your presses, leg press, stuff like that. It's good to build foundational muscle. That I'm not going to bash that. That does help you as well with judo strength. However, when it comes to your performance, it's not going to be as effective as focusing on explosive exercises. I'm talking about stuff like Olympic style lifts, doing snatches, doing box jumps, for example, vertical jumps, explosive lunges, power cleans, explosive pull-ups, muscle-ups, stuff like this that is more game realistic, more fighting realistic. Doing exercises like these activate the fast twitch muscle fibers that are going to be utilized a lot more in fights versus bodybuilding exercises. After doing these exercises for a little bit, you will notice that you gain a Bruce Lee type of appearance. This is why you can tell a difference between like a power lifter, for example, a bodybuilder who's all bulky and stuff during the winter and the off-season stuff, versus a fighter who's doing this type of training year-round, not just seasonal. And obviously, it's not just the training portion. There's another half of this equation that goes into this look, which, again, stick to the end because I'm going to share the other half of what is required for this look. The next point is it enhances your cardiovascular endurance. The dynamic movements, throws, and the gripping involved in judo raises your heart rate and improves cardiovascular endurance, allowing you to handle longer rounds, burn more calories, stay agile without fatiguing quickly. And yes, this will reflect in your physical appearance over a long period of time of doing this. Guys, you're not going to change the way you look in just 1, 2, 3, or even a couple weeks of doing this. You have to set up a routine in such a way that allows you to be consistent in your training so that you see the results in the long term, not short term, because anything worth having, like an amazing fighter's physique, comes in the long term. If you're an overweight judo practitioner and you work a 9-to-5 job, you're struggling with time, you're struggling with diet, and you've tried everything from diet to cardio and everything to lose weight, but you've just been struggling, there's a link in the pinned comments. I want you to click it, apply, and perhaps I can help you reach your fitness goals. I'll see you there. If you guys are looking for some kind of quick fix, this ain't the video for you. This is for the people that are serious and are long-term committed to the work and the growth that will come into this vigorous type of training. If your cardiovascular endurance is good, meaning your heart is pretty endurant, you have a pretty low resting heart rate, which is good, that means, again, you can go for more rounds, your stamina is higher, and by default, you will burn more fat, you will burn more calories if your activity thermogenesis, meaning your metabolism, the amount of calories you burn, is higher. Because logically, if you can move more, if you can expend more energy, you're going to burn more calories. Okay, to lose fat, you have to be in a caloric deficit. Now, this can be achieved through lowering your calories or increasing your activity. In this case, this video is about activity, training. So if your activity is higher, you're going to be leaner. You're going to burn more calories. Now, this drills into the third point, which is it improves muscular endurance. So if you're following these steps correctly, say your heart rate is good, your cardiovascular endurance is good, now you pair that with good muscular endurance. Your muscles won't fatigue as much, giving you the endurance to go more rounds and to fight for longer periods of time and do more training. This constant pressure from gripping your opponent, in this case with judo, any kind of grappling sport requires gripping, and resisting opponents builds muscular endurance, especially in the forearms, the shoulders, the upper body, and really the legs as well, which is the foundation for being a good fighter. It really, especially with judo and any kind of throw, it all starts in the legs, in my opinion. So building strong legs really helps this. This makes the muscles more resilient. It allows them to handle repeated exertion without tiring out. And guys, the type of exercises that help most with this are kind of lowering the weight and just focusing more on a higher rep range, in my opinion, which is anywhere from 15 reps to 25 to 30 max. Doing, again, stuff like pull-ups, fast twitch muscle activation exercises, Olympic style lifts, box jumps. All that good stuff is going to help you for a fighting sport, in this case judo. The next point is this type of training increases agility and flexibility. Judo requires fluid movements, quick directional changes, improving overall agility and nimbleness. Just look at Bruce Lee. Look how quick he was. Look how light he was. He was only like, what, 5'6" or 5'7", 130 pounds, 135 pounds. But yet he was really quick. He was really effective in his sport. Falling and rolling drills enhance flexibility with judo in the hips and the shoulders and the spine, reducing the risk of injury as well and making movements more fluid. Again, guys, this comes with repetition. You got to stay training consistently, and over time, if you suck at doing this, just keep showing up to practice, man. Just keep doing your own individual training, and eventually, as you get better at this, your body will also adjust and change according to your physical capabilities. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Comment down below the fire emoji if you're following along so far. The next point is it does promote lean muscle and fat loss. The high intensity, the full body movements involved in judo training increase calorie burning and improve metabolism. Duh. There's such a thing known as the afterburn effect, and this is a temporary rise in metabolism after doing certain training. So you get this by doing either low intensity exercise or high intensity. You get a lower afterburn effect from doing steady state cardio like walking or running, probably burn a couple calories afterwards, but high intensity interval training, like the type that you do with judo type training, has been shown to create a more pronounced afterburn effect, or excess post-exercise oxygen consumption, EPOC, compared to low intensity steady state. Here's a study that talks about just this. The study suggests that HIIT workouts, due to their high intensity, lead to a more significant afterburn effect than lower intensity steady state cardio sessions, even when the total workout duration is shorter. Because HIIT training is shorter, right? However, it did show that to burn more calories and get this effect, it's more effective in more athletic individuals. That's what I'm saying. The more fit you get with this type of training, the more calories you're going to burn. There's a saying that says you cannot out-train a bad diet. I'm sure you've heard that before. So if your diet is not catered in such a way that is for fat loss, meaning you're not in a caloric deficit and you're not eating the right foods that make staying in this caloric deficit easier, or following certain habits like intermittent fasting, stuff like that, that do make it easier to follow, judo training will not change your body. That is why I created a part 2 to this video, which is where I dive more into the nutritional aspect of judo training to pair with your training to make sure you get that amazing fighter's look. So click here to watch that video.